Hey, what's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the Brown Gent. I've got some updates for you on the market and the state of airdrops. So let's get into it. But before we do, just remember nothing I say here is financial advice. Please do your own research. And remember, I'm just a guy on YouTube. Make sure if you haven't already, you follow me on all socials, the Brown Gent YT on Twitter and check me out on the bank. Unfortunately, my portfolio seems to continue heading downwards with the market, but not for long. Also, if you're interested in getting my support, I have services through the Web3 Secret Society, our private group, as well as scheduling a private call. The links to that are in the description below. On top of that, if you are on chain, which is what you should be, I highly recommend you to make sure you have a crypto wallet. I like Tangent. I recently did a review. If you're interested, use my discount code to get 10% off. I think it's the best wallet on the market, especially if you want to have a good cold storage. Now, we are literally teasing or flirting with the fear and greed index. We have gone for the low 40s, 26, and we are very, very close to this area of extreme fear. Just take a look at this chart you see here. The last time we were at these levels was back in early August, September of last year, and we haven't really touched it. We touched it once in July, a bit in August with the Japanese carried trade, and then now we are literally plunging through. So, guys, if you are looking to add to your portfolio, remember, not financial advice. The areas of fear and especially extreme fear are the best times to buy. The time to take profits are extreme greed. And obviously, you can look at this back in hindsight and go, man, I wish I sold in March. But hey, I mean, and March was not the sort of top. In fact, just so you guys know, something that's very interesting is the all-time high we had for Bitcoin at 73 or 74,000. If you adjust it for inflation, it's still worth less than our real all-time high at 69K back in 2021. So just keep that in mind. Definitely think about shaving pieces of your portfolio whenever you see fear and greed at extreme greed. And definitely think to buy when we're at fear, especially extreme fear. I have been bidding very seriously over the last few weeks, adding to my bags, especially in Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana. Now, it's funny because people will always refer back to this mentality. I'm an idiot. Why didn't I buy Bitcoin at 57K when, back in March when it hit 74K? And then now that it's 57K, basically, well, I ain't buying that. And this mentality will go back and forth as a sort of switch. The market is the only place where people do not want to buy things on discounts. If someone told you the PS5 was 40% off, you want it, or the PS5, sorry, was 40% off, would you want it? Right? So just remember this, keep money in reserve to buy at opportune times like this. Now, something I want to refer to is Max, the CEO of Because Bitcoin. Definitely puts out a lot of great tweets. Make sure you follow him. I think they have a very good live stream capturing market events for a couple hours every single weekday. I think it's a very good channel to get a bunch of perspective. But in this case, he's asking the question: do you believe this time is different or the time is the same? And if you take a look at Ethereum, which, if you've been paying attention, most people have round tripped their entire gains over the year in ETH, which is absolutely crazy. Because honestly, like, my average price for ETH is around 2,100, given that I was bidding it all the way down from like 1,500 all the way up to like 27, 28. So very interesting that ETH is retesting this bear market range high. And apparently, if you take a look, and we're going to go through this in 2020, it did the exact same thing before it went up 13x. So there is a video he talks about, and I put a link to the tweet as well if you want to check it out. If we take a look over here, right, this is our 2020 chart for ETH. Just take a look. So obviously, this is the pandemic crash right here. Then we were going up, right? So this is obviously V-shaped recovery. We then went up somewhat high to like 450 for ETH, which obviously looking back doesn't seem that high. And then it completely dumped about 30 something percent back to sort of the bear market range high, which is back here, right? So this entire line. So hit this the same time period and then started rocketing, right? So very, very interesting there. If you just take a look at what's happening here, the only thing different is the route to get there has been very different. Instead of starting below, much lower and going up, we went up. This is around the Bitcoin halving again, but also around ETF speculation. We ran up, front ran the ETF, and now have been coming down the other side. So that's exactly what's going on. And remember, guys, one last thing I want to say to you guys before we sort of move on from the markets is just remember, months ago we were talking about, right? Like, let's just be honest here. We said back in June, July that August would be rough, September would be terrible, and October would be great. We call it October, going into the November elections, and September we have rate cuts expected in the middle. Now, what's happening is people, especially the bears are like, oh my God, perfect. We saw red in August. We're going to see a lot of red in September. We saw some, pretty downward price action the last couple of days. And now they're like, well, who knows if there's actually going to be a bull market. In fact, we're going to basically just go red from now to like January, February, which is just a bunch of nonsense. People love to have like fear porn, basically, right? Like the idea here is they want people to be scared. But remember, when we were bullish back in July, when I'm not saying we're not bullish at all. I'm still bullish. But we also knew, just look at the trends. August and September have always been historically bad months for crypto, right? And guess what? Now that it's playing out the way we thought it would, why are people now afraid that the rest of the thesis won't play out, right? There's no reason to believe that. If anything, it's happening the exact same way as before. And there's a lot of positive catalysts. Don't forget, M2 money supply is at all-time high. You have a rate cut happening at least 25 basis points in the middle of September, perhaps 50 basis points. We don't know. We'll find out from Jay Powell. And then on top of that, we have elections going on in November. So this is a great opportunity to once again just take a look at the fear and greed and bid on the things you have conviction in. Guys, I've been telling you this for months. Bitcoin, ETH, and Sol are like my three big buys, 80% of my portfolios here. I'm not wavering on that. I do hold altcoins. People have been telling me to buy only altcoins forever because of the insane gains. I'm so glad I didn't listen and I stuck with my guns because honestly, like the drawdowns I've experienced in Bitcoin and ETH and Sol have been kind of like, not bad. Like Sol, my average price is around like 128, 130. My ETH price was around 2100. My Bitcoin price, very low. My Bitcoin average price is around like 30K. But still, I can't even imagine how I'd feel if I was in alts. So now with that being said, let's get on to the next part, which is really around the airdrop updates. So the first thing is grass. Now, I see a lot of people talking about grass in the comments here. We got Ada Boys over here. We got Eric David Tipet. We got Prepared Scouter. And we got Nano, right? And the reality is, this is an airdrop that I faded. The reason I faded this was I found out they wanted me to install, I don't want to call it spyware, but some sort of extension to lend out internet. This is around sort of DPIN, right? So, it's basically like providing infrastructure networks, et cetera, to people. And at least now they have provided an airdrop breakdown. And what you can do is you can go check out your allocation by going to grassfoundation.io/eligibility. Apparently, it's not available in Canada. I'm not qualified, or I would have used a VPN. Remember, not legal advice. But taking a look at the price isn't that bad, 0.299. It really depends on the amount of tokens you got. And when I was looking at recent trades, oh, here it is. You can see that people have been buying and selling volumes of this over the last day. So lots of trades happening. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't think this token holds up for a long time. And the reason for that is there's no real purpose for holding this token, right? we've got to remember, in order for a token to hold value, if you think about Arbitrum, ZK, and others, the reason I sold them was they were governance tokens. You weren't getting revenue shares. It wasn't really helping you. So unless Grass is going to do something that I'm missing, I suspect this token is still off as people realize this is another one of those tokens that's just going to trend towards zero or vaporware. Ironically, Solana Floor claims to be the number one news source, which I don't agree with. I think Sebastian Montgomery is a very good sole news source, basically saying airdrop farmers who did nothing all year still disappointed with grass allocations. And it's funny because they wrote an entire blog post about how it's free money, like, which is, let's just be honest here, this is a very inconsistent post and not really the truth. Like, they were asked to download a browser extension. Number one, that's a horrible thing. I don't even like downloading browser extensions for my wallet. And yes, they found out about their grass allocations. But let's be honest here. If you look at the comments, paying electricity while running PC all day, all months, all year counts as nothing. What do you mean nothing? We installed a spyware. Did nothing? And people burned their Windows and laptops due to running this stuff 24 hours. How's that free? Exactly. So I'll just say it's a little out of touch. And some of the comments here are the exact reason why I faded this airdrop or this airdrop campaign. Next update here is on Saga. So Saga is definitely one of those airdrops that kind of hit or miss, right? Remember, Saga Saga rewards loyalty, so they wanted to see that people were going to hold on to their token. In fact, the way you qualified for Saga was if you held on to Atom or Celestia, and then you got bonuses for increasing your positions. Well, the Vault 4 snapshot just came out of nowhere with no heads up or announcement. But apparently, the snapshot for Vault 5 will likely be announced before September 13th. So if you are holding Saga, just make sure that you're keeping that date in mind. It's coming up in exactly 1 week. Next update is on NX Finance. As I mentioned to you guys around the when we were sitting in the last update, not to bid on the ITO because we wanted to wait to see if there's demand. And then even 2 days in, we saw there was very little demand. At the end, only 4,000 out of the 14,000 sold or something was actually raised through this. So demand just does not exist. I think a lot of that also has to do with the market factors. Like we saw the market correct. I think if the market wasn't all red for the last like week and a half, 2 weeks, we probably would have seen a lot more bullish sentiment here. But people just don't want to speculate, and I don't blame them. And honestly, I put in 26 sold myself and a few others as part of the Web3 Secret Society. We sort of combined it together for one purchase in the whitelist. But honestly, hopefully it doesn't turn out bad. NX Finance did say that they will be earning all the unsold tokens, which is good. And also it was highlighted on the bottom here as well. On top of that, next week, we're going to find out about their token generation event. Starts on September 9th. 27% of the raised Solana tokens, along with equivalent price tokens, will be allocated from the liquidity. Staking is onboarded in September. Don't forget, there's an airdrop campaign also going on over here. So you can go to your airdrop, see how you're doing. I currently have 794K points. I believe Snapshot 1 has been taken. And then Season 2's Snapshot is going to start, or Season 2 will start very soon for an adventure. If you're interested in joining, I put the link in the description below. Okay. Now, finally, they also did announce their revenue sharing breakdown. So basically, NX is going to actually be a token that's worth holding on to. At least that's what they're planning on having. They don't want another defunct token. And basically, NX Finance will be managing $10 million in JLP token, right? So this is the casino token, the Jupiter Liquidity Perpetual token. Conservative growth estimate 10%. They're planning to generate 100K in fees through the growth, and the fees go back to the platform, enriching NX holders and also incentivizing participation. So JLP grows, so does the revenue, creating a continuous loop of value for the NX holders. On top of that, we have the leverage farm points, and we have the referral bonuses from EigenLayer, which I remind you guys is actually very good. They plan to secure a 5% share in the Solaire TVL alongside a 5% allocation. So that's sort of 325K in revenue. They have some more information on their fee sharing mechanism. I've included the links to all this below, but hey, we'll see how this token is priced. Don't forget there is an airdrop that competes with the IDO. We'll have to figure that out soon. So from one campaign to the next, Linea is back with another farming campaign. They call it the last rush. I can't wait for the last rush because it feels like this is never going to end. But they have 100 LXP for grab if you want it. Now, 3 of them are easy to get. One of them is much more challenging. I put the links to the Intract campaign in the description. I've done the 3 easy ones, which is provide liquidity to 0 ETH on Nile, $15 at least. Same thing if you supply any asset on Linea on Zero Land. This was easy for me as I supply, I think, 7 ETH to Zero Land on Linea. Also providing liquidity to Nile ETH on Nile, at least $15. The beauty about this is you can provide these assets, confirm and verify you didn't hear it from me, and then withdraw them after and no punishment. So you get all 75 points. The reason I didn't like stake 0 ETH on Zero Land is there's a lockup of, I believe, 3 months. But you can use these platforms, Nile over here, Zero Land over here. When you go to stake 0 ETH LP, minimum is 3 months. So I said, yeah, no thanks. I'm good. I don't want to hold 0 token. Okay, that's just straight up. Now, if you do want a guide to this, Master Crypto has done us all a great service by creating that guide for us, showing exactly how you can earn the 100 LXP with only 2 weeks left. I put a link to it in the description below. They walk you through every single step to make it super easy. Definitely check it out. Definitely give them a follow if you haven't already. Like I said, usually I hate airdrop tweeters and airdrop threadsers. Vasu is very different. They're actually providing value. So I think following them is they deserve it. Next update is on EigenLayer. So this has been a long time coming. We first talked about the Eigen Season 1 airdrop and the disappointment back around peak of the market back in probably March and April. Well, they've announced the Season 2 stake drop and how it's preparing to unlock. There's a full thread here, but it's also captured in their blog. What's important to know, because most of us aren't really stakers and operators. Maybe you're a staker. There's a snapshot date of August 15th for the stakers and the operators, and you'll be able to claim on September 17th. The sort of total amount and sort of how the rewards are divvied up is included in this table. Ecosystem partners, so this is like AVS's, LRT's rollups, things like Pendle, etc. Same thing, you will get it on September 17th. Eligible partners will be able to claim their tokens via the claims portal. Just so you're aware, there are some of these ecosystems like EtherFi where you will have to claim directly from EtherFi your Eigen token versus claiming it directly from the Eigen claim website. Also, community, you have the sort of total Eigen allocated to the community in Season 2, 6 million Eigen. Once again, this basically is based on your contributions, and you can verify your social identity by using this social verification link. Okay. Now, what's important is just take a look at the price of Eigen. Remember, this token still does not trade on the market. They still have not given us a date for when we will be able to do this. When we first got the token, it was sitting around $6. I remember I sold a bunch for $5.72, and I sold some more for $6.77. You see, it's sitting there in Wales market, and the literal price of this token has cratered down to $2.62. At least $2.63 from the buy side, $3.20 from the sell side. So obviously, some of it has to do with the market. We'll say it's come down from maybe like $3.50 to $4. But still, massive erosion in price, and I'm not surprised. Exactly my thesis from back in March and April, and why I wanted to sell every one of my allocation. This is because there's more Eigen token that's going to be coming out, and there's very little value to having the token and to staking the token, at least right now. So way better to sell it off when supply is much smaller and the demand is still lukewarm because people don't know yet. The demand is going to get shot when people realize how little use these tokens provide. I mean, I could be wrong, and maybe they do come up with a use case, but I mean, I can even see right now the market has somewhat decided that this token is not best. Now, one last thing here as well. You have 1 day left if you have it. If you've been slacking for months, you got 1 day left to claim your season 1 EigenLayer stake drop. You have until midnight or right before midnight tomorrow, PST, and you can check your claim on claims.eigenfoundation.org. So this is what I'm doing. I go to the website, I hit next. It will check and sort of check what eligibility I have, and it says, "Welcome back. You've already claimed season 1." So there's no real action for me here. Okay? So I got 175 tokens, and basically I've sold 174 tokens through this portal. So that's the update there. The last update I have for you is on Ethena Finance. So as you remember, we were told about this new change through their blog. So their blog post let us know that a couple things were happening with season 2 and season 3 update. Namely, season 2 rewards will end on 2nd of September. 5% of the supply will be distributed as rewards September 2. Remember, this is a token that's worth 20 cents. Season 3 starts 2nd of September. Token allocation is distributed on the week of September 30th, following the final vesting date for season 2. And you'll be able to check your ENA claim amount. You could actually do all of this through the dashboard. I'll show you in a second. But very importantly, any users who reduces their USDE balance in their wallet before their token distribution, as of the snapshot, will have their token allocation reduced proportionally and redistributed to other users. Pendle YT tokens will not count. This is a recent update. Let me talk to you about that. But if you go to Ethena Finance, you can see here in the top, here's my Ethena rewards. I have qualified for 961 Ethena at a price of about 20 cents, that's like 180 bucks. I'll be getting 240 a day, so it will vest over 4 days, I guess. And on the bottom of the screen, you see here, this is my sats and how much USDE I will need to hold as a balance in order to not be prorated or to lose my amount. The average holdings I've had since September 3rd is 120.2. I have to check this out because if you even look over here, my USDE balance is 2,436. I'm not really sure what's going on. That's a discrepancy, but definitely go check that out. I will be reducing this to accommodate this as well. If you have any questions, go ask them on the Discord. Now, Cape did some good work over here. So basically, he talked to the head of research from Ethena. Basically, they flagged to him. They've removed all the YT requirements after listening to the community feedback, responding to the edge cases, announcements from Discord, and basically, they said that obviously, if you had Pendle YT tokens, it trended towards 0. So how could you hold that amount? So they fixed it, and he's got some suspicions as to why these actions have been taken. What's great is this is really demonstrating the power of the community and why people don't need to be dealing with all of these things. Okay, guys. So I just wanted to sort of give you some of that insight. Basically, we see here. Let's look at some of the comments. I made it. Usually catch the replay crowd. Nice. Eric's been farming grass forever, and so is prepared since launch. Me and my teen boys are enjoying the vid crypto updates. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely do crypto market updates and airdrop updates. Definitely every so often. I'm probably gonna go back to just doing questions at the end, just to make this a lot more holistic. So I don't need to have like so many videos per day this way. Maybe you guys let me know if you'd want that. We'll make the videos maybe an hour long, but so be it. I heard grass was malware. I've heard the exact same thing. I heard this from a few people, and some of them make videos. I can't remember off the top of my head, but this is exactly why I faded it. Philippe says, I love how they let us install and run the grass extension in Canada for months. Yeah, it's a joke, right? Like when it comes to security laws, they just don't want to mess with it, but they're more than happy to take your ability. Now remember, so your ability to earn tokens. Now I'm not saying this, it's not legal advice, but VPNs do exist for a reason. There you go. So Light Crypto. So Light Liger, that's one of them. Light Liger basically talked about Grass having shady code in their project. he brought it up and they banned him and they basically try to censor all of that. So definitely huge. Thumbs up, guys. Yep. Please, guys, if you haven't already, hit the like button. Thanks for responding on X, being transparent, of course, all the time. Your mic sounds choppy. I'm not sure if the stream is dropping some packets or it's just me. Hope not. Could be. Like I don't get the feedback while going live. Honestly, I can't wait to move. As you guys know, I'm moving to Dubai, and when I'll be doing that, I'm literally on the highest cell phone package, or not cell phone, my highest internet package possible, but still it is ridiculous at times. So I apologize if the connection sucks. Because this is the best mic on the market, the Shure MB7. Linea the last rush, Linea the last rush. Yeah, yeah. It's gonna be like cross it out, but last, you know? It could be the upload rate. It probably is, and it's probably just a poor connection on the thing. Thumbs up from Cameron. How's it going? Bit rate, I mean, might need to be higher. Potentially. Man, Eigen, yeah, it's bad. Have you paid any attention to Jelly Swap pools or eFinance? I have not. I'll be honest, I have not touched much on the Say system recently. I've just been holding it, waiting for their next snapshot. Then some USDC on Ka one was able to withdraw it. Pretty sure. Why weren't you able to withdraw it? That's very weird. I was I was a big community member on Kawa Finance earlier, and basically they gave like a 0.5 say or 1 say airdrop for doing all these activities. I was like, yo, I just deleted their Discord. I goes, yeah, their Discord is hacked. Guys, always remember, like, and we post this in the Web3 Secret Society. Just if it sounds too good to be true, it's probably a scam. They try to make it time sensitive. Most airdrops, you won't just be surprised, and they won't just be like deleting and posting the message again, deleting and posting message. They don't want to get your attention that bad. They'll post it one time. These guys literally could learn a lot of things from people. I'm glad they're stupid because they make it easier to flag. But if you start seeing it pop up again and again and again, they're just trying to get some attention. And it just sucks because a lot of these protocols have some terrible security. And this is the worst thing, guys. This is why you want to have Wallet Guard. So many times I've heard from people, Wallet Guard has saved their funds. Make sure you check that out too. Thank you. Yeah, not a problem, Prepared Scouter. Elixir would say good. I don't know. I've gotten out of Elixir. So, you can definitely do it. Not sure. Started a Donkey Swap group. Seems to be slowly growing. Hold $21. Kept thing. 421. Because I don't know if Pool Liquid Stake gets counted for drops. I don't know if Pool does, but I know Liquid Stake should be. But I'm not sure. It'll really depend, right? I would be surprised if they don't make it DeFi based. So Pix, I think that might still qualify. I think they said in the last time, the Say founder or somebody on their team was like, the next snapshot will be DeFi based. Breakpoint rally, please. Yes, I want Sol to go up. Come on, we need to get those big breakpoint rallies. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. I got to jump over to the private live stream with the Web3 Secret Society. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.